Lesson 4, Business Taxes, our final chapter. As a construction contractor, you must pay several taxes: federal tax, state tax, and local tax. The business structure of your business will determine what taxes you should pay and how you should pay them. Here's our chapter outline. Federal Employer Identification Number, Commercial Identification Number in Oregon, federal commercial taxes, income taxes, taxes for independent workers, federal taxes on employment, sanctions and fines, the 1099 miscellaneous, the Oregon business tax, special taxes for corporations in Oregon, and payroll taxes in Oregon. An EIN, an Employer Identification Number, is a federal number that identifies the business as a taxpayer who has employees. If you're not planning on employees, an EIN number will still be helpful when you set up your bank account at the bank. So you should get one even though you are not planning on having any employees when you start out. A BIN, B-I-N number, is a business identification number. It's an Oregon state number that identifies the business as a taxpayer who has employees. This number, the BIN number, you do not want to get unless you are planning on starting out with your own payroll with employees. A Circular E. It is an employer tax guide. It's an IRS publication that explains how to calculate, withhold, and deposit employee taxes. It is possible to do a payroll of your own and do it yourself. Most company owners decide to use their accountant to put their employees together, or they use a service like ADP Payroll Service. But you can do it yourself with a Circular E. Form W-4 is the certification of employee withholding exemption. It's used to calculate the amount of taxes employers must withhold from each paycheck. Social Security and Medicare taxes are referred to as FICA, and they must be matched by the employer. First, you deduct an amount from the employee's check, and then you pay what is called a match tax. You pay that again as the employer. This is part of what we talked about being the labor burden. I employ somebody for $20, but it really costs me $25 an hour. And part of that cost is in Social Security and Medicare taxes, or FICA. FUTA is the federal unemployment tax, and SUTA is the Oregon state unemployment tax, and they are paid by the employer only. Again, part of that labor burden. A W-2 form is used to declare employee salaries accumulated during the year, and it lists the tax payment at the end of the year. A 1099 miscellaneous is an important form for independent contractors because you are likely to be using subcontractors. A 1099 miscellaneous is issued in January, the same time that you would issue W-2 forms to employees. You issue 1099 miscellaneous forms to report payments of $600 or more to independent subcontractors during the year. If the business income tax liability expected during a year is $1,000 or more for sole proprietors, for partners, for S corps, for LLCs, or $500 or more for C corps, the business is obligated to make quarterly payments. You will have to pay quarterly. If you expect to owe the federal tax of $1,000 or more. Again, your accounting person will guide you in terms of how to set up your quarterly payments and pay them in advance. SE is the self-employment tax form, an SE form. People who are self-employed, that is going to be you, and make over $400 per year, must submit the SE form to the IRS and pay the SE tax. The self-employment tax covers Social Security and Medicare, the FICA piece. Penalties. Employee withholdings for federal taxes are required to be deposited accurately and in a timely manner to avoid fines, which can range from 2% to 100% of your tax responsibilities. No joke. Withholding taxes for Oregon employees are due at the same time as the federal withholdings. Oregon employer-paid taxes include SUTA, the state unemployment, and also the Workers' Comp Benefit Fund.